Surprising results from last night in Group A. Well, one astonishing one, really. Norway 2, Brazil, the world champions, 1. And that meant that really whatever happened in Saint-Étienne between Scotland and Morocco, frankly, was academic. But what happened, of course, was that Scotland collapsed, lost 3-0, and therefore a place in the second round of a World Cup finals has eluded them once again.
Joining that supporter as they sit.
Putting a brave face on their exit from the World Cup, Saint-Étienne was the end of the road for the Tartan Army in France '98. The Scottish fans, who've added so much colour to the competition, now have to start planning their journeys home. On the pitch, Scotland's group matches have highlighted their lack of goal-scoring power. Chances have come, though, and they could have taken the lead against Morocco, Gordon Jury spurning this opportunity. Soon after, though, they were a goal behind. A long ball over the defence was latched onto by Bassia, who then beat Leighton at the near post. At the start of the second half, the game was effectively over. Another long ball finding Hadar, this time Leighton getting both hands to the ball, only to see it drop agonisingly in. After Craig Burley's reckless and needless challenge on Bassia, Scotland were down to 10 men and knew their chances had disappeared. A fact confirmed by a third goal from Morocco. Bassia showing his skill before seeing his deflected shot fly in. Morocco's joy was short-lived, though, as Norway beat Brazil in Marseille. After falling behind to a Bebeto goal, Chelsea's Tor Andre Flo equalised, and then controversially won his team a penalty after going down in the area. Rekdal, under enormous pressure, kept his nerve to send Norway through from Group A instead of Morocco. For Scotland, though, realisation that they just weren't strong enough to reach the second phase.
When we were reduced to 10 men, we gave ourselves virtually an impossible task. However, the players fought to the end, as we expect, and tried manfully to restore some pride, but unfortunately, I think on the day the better team just managed to win the match.
I'm actually pretty numb about the game at the moment. I remember the second one more vividly than the rest of them. Obviously disappointed by it, but you take a lot of knocks into football and we've just taken another one.
The team arrived here back at their hotel in the early hours of the morning, knowing their time in Provence will soon be at an end. Despite their lack of success in terms of results, the locals have really warmed to them, and there'll be genuine disappointment when they leave here later today. Bernie Rose, BBC News, Saint-Rémy in the south of France.
So the team will leave Saint-Rémy here in the south of France at about 3 o'clock local time this afternoon. That's 2 o'clock your time. They'll be getting back to Scotland about 6 o'clock. Well, I'm joined now by the chief sports writer of the Sunday Mail, Ian King. Ian, good morning to you, and thank you very much for getting up so early to see us. I know you got back late with the team in the early hours of this morning.
Yeah.
Disappointed, obviously. Surprised that they succumbed so readily to Morocco?
Yeah, I think so, a little bit, because I think the way we had played in the first two games had raised a lot of expectations. We played above ourselves, I thought, in the first two games. But last night it all collapsed like a pack of cards, didn't it? It was awful. But,
why?
I think last night they were, I think right from the first whistle, Morocco were a yard sharper, a yard quicker than us. They looked to have more pace all over the park, and I think basically we just got found out in the last game.
So, I mean, you're saying that they overperformed in the first games, and that in a sense kind of raised expectations which were unrealistic in some way?
In some ways, I think, but I think we found players who, we came here as a team without genuine stars, but we found in a player like Paul Lambert. I thought a tremendous tournament he had. Colin Hendry, Gordon Jury, John Collins, all had tremendous tournaments. But I think it was always going to be a very difficult group, but the one that killed us was the Norway game when we dominated them and should have beaten them.
Yes. Well, you're mentioning one or two names there, but of course the people that you aren't mentioning are the Duries and the Galahas. Strike power lacking, and I suppose that'll come out in the post-mortem at a press conference today.
Yeah, that's going to hurt us, I think. You know, we have a striker in the Premiership, Duncan Ferguson, who has been sitting watching this tournament from the sidelines. Well, it's his own choice, you know, he's the one who never came, so it's down to him. He missed the party.
McCoist as well.
McCoist's going to be the big debate now, isn't he? That remains.